What is up, dudes and dudettes of the internet? My name is Scyushi, and today we're going to be doing a reaction video to the recent Final Fantasy VII Remake opening movie, because I started to watch a little bit of this, and then I thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to make a reaction video, because despite the fact that some people do not like reaction videos, heck, even I didn't like reaction videos back in the day, because you're basically watching something that you could otherwise watch yourself, but instead you're watching somebody talk over it and react to it. And that's exactly the purposes of this video, because I am an extremely huge fan of Final Fantasy VII. Most of all, it's got a lot of nostalgic value for me, because growing up, I remember playing through it, and most of all, watching my brother play through it. It was a different time, and now being a lot older, I think I can appreciate the emotions that I had, the innocence that went with playing games back in the day, that I kind of feel through a lot of you guys that are watching my videos that are younger, and I know that a lot of you older guys out there understand what I'm talking about when you look back on the past and you kind of shed a little tear and think, God, what simple times we used to live in. So Square has been doing it, or Square Enix, I should say, has been doing a fantastic job listening to fans and getting this remake ready for us. It was originally going to be coming out in March, and then it got delayed by a month. It's supposed to be coming out in April now. I'm definitely going to be doing a full Let's Play series of this game when it comes out. And I just wanted to mention one last thing that I just thought was really, really cool to show the testament of how far Square Enix has been pushing the envelope as far as this remake is concerned, because the game itself is actually a high action battle system now. And fans of the old game were actually quite frustrated with that, because the original game was a JRPG where it was a turn-based battle system, and then they methodically went out of their way to make it an option where you can play through the whole game with the action battle system that they have, that is more relevant to the more recent Final Fantasy games. Or if you're tried and true fan, you can actually change that option to go back to the normal turn-based combat. I don't think we're going to see any of that in today's video. This more than likely is just going to end up being an absolutely beautiful cutscenes. I'm sure of that. But without further ado, we're going to go through this video. I'll try and keep my comments to myself a little bit if we hear characters talking and stuff, but for the most part, it's a reaction video, guys. So if you don't want my commentary over this trailer, just check the link in the description and watch the video yourself, okay? And then just be quiet. I wonder if this is going to be a preview of what the open world's going to be like as well, because this Final Fantasy Remake, oddly enough, is part one of many. So the original game was actually on 3 discs on the PlayStation. What they're planning to do with this, I originally thought that they were going to have episode 1, 2, and 3, but apparently they're not bothering with that. This whole first part of the remake is going to just be taking place in the city. Some people are kind of worried about that, but oh my god. Yeah, I knew that the graphics would be amazing, but geez Louise. The music, oddly enough, it's the Sephiroth theme too, like... Okay, now it's being a little bit more upbeat. What I'm assuming is going to happen with the game is they'll probably... Oh! That's a nice reference. They'll probably end up having the entire city be more of an open world thing. Whereas the later parts are probably going to end up taking place out in the open world. Yeah, so this park was a very pivotal part to play in the original. There goes the good old Mako reactor. And the plot of the game is entirely fucked, okay? Like, it's got to do with an alien that invades Earth, and it just... Ooh. Ooh, the feels. Ooh. kind of interesting because normally she wasn't running from anything in the alley. It being a remake, I'm sure they're gonna flesh out the story a little bit more, because as I was mentioning, like, the story normally is very, very messed up. Got to do with an alien, kind of a parasite, as you will, invading the Earth's life force, and how people in the world are kind of... basically, it's a gigantic global warming story that was long before global warming was as trendy as it is. And that's Aerith, which, I mean, is it a spoiler? We all know what happens. Oh my god, the graphics though. Like, I really hope that we can explore this whole world. God damn, dude. Even back in the day, the original trailer was like really, really hype at the time. Yes! Oh my god. Funny enough too, the original trailer that they had for this game, they were actually just trying to show the capabilities of the newest version of the Unreal Engine. I think that they were just feeling the crowd to see how much people wanted to have a remake of the game, and lo and behold, the fans just exploded at the idea that they were making a remake, and then Square was like, no, we're not making one, we're not making one, and well, here we are. They had to start working on it because everyone just didn't shut up. I think in this day and age of gaming, all they should really do is just remake the classics, right? Like, the best games already exist. There's no point making new ones. Man, this is so much cooler than the original, by the way. Because normally they kind of just jump off and it's just... Barret looking good. Same with Wedge.
Here, Merc.
And yes, I know what you're all thinking. He's way too scrawny to be carrying that sword. He always has been. Is that it? Oh, that's already all there is to it. Ah! I thought there'd be more than that. I mean, that's still pretty cool. There wasn't really as many references and hints as I thought there would be, but I guess that's just because the fact that this is... you know, this is just the intro of the game. But as I mentioned before, just to kind of give you guys a little bit more trivia with this game, just because I've been keeping up with it. Like, Square themselves have said that they don't even know how many episodes there's going to end up being to this remake, because normally the original game, you took a big chunk of the story took place inside the city, but then eventually you went out into the open world, and there was just so much to explore. There was the Chocobo games, there was Gold Saucer, there was the weapons that you would end up fighting, these big titanic creatures that were defending the planet sort of thing. And that's what I'm really excited about, is seeing what changes they end up actually deciding to make with the remake, because I've already seen like a couple different cutscenes that they've, you know, put on their Twitter and stuff like that, that have implied that there's going to be a lot more to the game. The other thing that I'm extremely curious about with it is whether or not, like, are they going to end up making it so that your save file from this version will carry over to when the next episode comes out or not? I'm not sure. This trailer, though, was very much, or I keep calling it a trailer, it was literally the intro mission. This is more showing the serious side of the game. They've shown that they are still willing to have the ridiculousness of, you know, there's a part where Cloud ends up cross-dressing as a girl so that they can trick some kingpin who's like a womanizer and get into his, like, you have to do that as a weird kooky little side mission to kind of sneak in to his base, and then everybody, like, then all your characters just start threatening him in the most ridiculous way possible. And I'm really excited for those moments, not to mention they also showed that there's tons of different mini games, like just going to the gym and working on your character and stuff. So I'm really excited about that. That also is another nice, very nice little reference right there that they have talked about and have hinted in other videos. I wanted to show you this really quick and passively. If you actually look at Cloud's Buster Sword, see this little green thing right here? So that's actually a materia, which is the magic in the game. The thing that was so ambitious about the original game was that although there were certain characters that would end up playing a certain role in the combat, for the most part, you could just give whichever character any different type of materia, which was the spells of the game. And the biggest, most grandest of all was the summons, because back in the day, these things literally were like a screen clearing obliteration attack that now apparently you can choose to either do a devastating attack with some summons, and then other ones might end up just helping you out in battle. I most of all just wanted to share my hype with you guys and appreciation for this entire project, because I think that it's going to be really tight, dude. Like, I'm really looking forward to it. At the same time, I am a bit wary. I am a bit cautious. I'm hoping that we're going to see, you know, I'd like it if we could see continuous content to the game, like the new episodes come out on a year by year basis, because now that they already have the game engine worked out, it shouldn't be that difficult to end up just making new content for it, outside of the fact that they obviously have to flesh it all out. But we'll see how far they end up fleshing out the game that we've got now. Because if Final Fantasy 14, I think it was, is anything to write home about, this game is probably going to take a lot of elements from that. Because even though it's a remake and going to end up having a lot of the same characters and story and stuff like that, the fact of the matter is that they have built this from the ground up. It's not like an HD or a remaster. It is a remake for modern times. So I'm really excited about it. Hopefully you guys and gals are excited about it. Either way, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Smash like, sub for more. Again, there will be a link in the description so you can watch this for yourself. And I'll try to get a couple links to some other videos that I can leave in the description for you guys. There's also some leaked gameplay, which we don't necessarily want to end up looking at that, because I don't know if my video will get grabbed or anything. Not to mention, I just don't want to spoil it. Because apparently there was a demo for this game that hasn't actually been released yet. I'm assuming that we're going to end up seeing the demo end up releasing at the original time of the game's release. So hopefully we'll see it come out in like March or something. And then we can play that and have fun. Sign on and stay epic, gamers.